Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of Dialogue Cafe. In today's edition of Dialogue Cafe, we have Mr. Krishnaswamy R., the Executive Director of Bharat Scouts and Guides. And as we know, these Dialogue Cafes has been initiated by our State Chief Commissioner Sri P.T.R. Sindhya ji. And we will start today's Dialogue Cafe with the blessings from Sri P.T.R. Sindhya, who is the State Chief Commissioner of Bharat Scouts and Guides and also the Secretary General of the Bharat Scouts and Guides Presidential Council National Headquarters. Sindhya sir, for your blessings now.
Good evening, my young friends from different parts of the country. It's really a great occasion during the hour of crisis. Our Executive Director, Sri Krishnaswamy ji, is going to speak about roaring into success. Krishnaswamy ji is our Executive Director. As I have been seen him for the last 1 decade, he has been one of the topmost leaders in Bharat Scouts and Guides. He not only knows the subject, he is a very good trainer, a very good organizer, and a very great administrator. I have always got the highest respect to Krishnaswamy ji. He always believes in delivering things. I think I should say, Mr. Krishnaswamy ji, that your life is a successful one because perhaps you have adopted the principles of roaring in your personal life. I am very happy that you are going to speak about roaring into success. I wish you all the best today. Today, Mr. Madhusudan Avala, our Bharat Scouts and Guides India's Deputy International Commissioner, is one of the most dynamic youngsters I have seen in my public life of 50 years. He is having all capacities, capabilities, knowledge, everything made in one man, that is Madhusudan Avala. You can take him as a role model. In fact, I should say, both these gentlemen who are before you, Mr. Krishnaswamy ji and my young friend Mr. Madhusudan Avala, you can take them as role models. As youngsters, you have to take them as role models. So, my young friends, the whole world is in a crisis. The crisis is created by all of us. All of us, we have created this crisis. The humanity has created this crisis. The nature is upset with us. That is the reason this pandemic has happened, according to me. Today in the whole world, neither we have a vaccine nor a medicine. The only thing we can do is to keep a distance from a person and keep ourselves safe wearing a mask. This is all the medicine right now which we have. I wish many scientists all over the world are working. Many doctors are working day and night. I appreciate all their work. I pray God that they give a medicine. More than 3 lakhs of people have already breathed their last. Several lakhs of people are suffering because of the COVID-19 disease, this virus disease. And COVID-19 has no caste barricades. It has no religion barricades. It has no regional boundaries. Rich, poor, middle class, there is no such thing for corona. It catches everybody. So, none of the present generation members, including me and Krishnaswamy ji, we have seen such a pandemic situation in the world. This is the first time we are seeing. We have heard from the history that such things have happened 100 years back, 200 years back, 300 years back. My young friends must be knowing Nostradamus. Nostradamus had said that such thing will come. Perhaps he had that sixth sense, I should say. Why I am telling is, When the corona has come, the whole country is in a crisis. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is doing his best. All the chief ministers, irrespective of the parties, they are cooperating with the Prime Minister. As the citizens of the country, it is our duty, for our own sake, we have to abide by whatever the Prime Minister has said. At the cover of this point of time, as scouts and guides, we have a responsibility. The responsibility is to lead the society. Who will lead the society? That's the biggest question. Who becomes a leader? A leader emerges only during the crisis. Today we have a crisis in the world. Bharat Scouts and Guides, being an international organization belonging to all caste and religion, all over the world, I am happy to see that our youngsters, our teachers, scouts, guides, rovers, rangers, their parents, they are working day and night, doing lot of service at this point of time. I would like to appreciate all that. Coming to roaring into success, if Krishnami has become, coming from Kerala, he has become the world leader. Madhusudan Avala has become the Deputy International Commissioner, and many of you have succeeded because the principles of roaring is the foundation for your personal life, not only during the crisis. This crisis is one which will help you to become the leader of the society, whichever walk of life you want to be. But roaring into success, the roaring is part of the scout. It's very, very essential for each one of you. If you adopt the 5 principles of roaring into personal life and practice, not preach, whatever you preach, whatever you learn, you have to practice. Then you become a leader. I am sure, my friends, this is going to be a foundation to your life of another 70, 80 years to come. Your parents will be happy, your friends will be happy, the society will be happy, the whole world will be happy. That is why the Honorable Prime Minister said, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. All religion, all castes, all regions, everybody should be happy. For this happiness, that is what Baden-Powell said. When he started 100 years back, Baden-Powell said that when you leave this world, do something good and go. That is what we should all do. I am sure that all of you will listen to our great leader, Krishna Swamiji, and follow it in principles. Do some service if it is possible. So, I thank Mr. Madhusudan Avala, the host of this Dialogue Cafe, Karnataka Bharat Scouts and Guides. We have been conducting several webinars because of Madhusudan. We have been conducting many Zooms meetings because of Madhusudan. We are bringing almost all the literature into online. That's what we want to do. We want everybody, every member of the Scouts and Guides family to keep calm, keep safe, be at home, wear the mask, wash the hands properly, and be calm and be happy. This is the message I have. I wish all the best to the webinar. I hope that Swamiji, in the days to come, he will guide the state of Karnataka, Bharat Scouts and Guides, to conduct such seminars in the days to come, not only to the national level, even to the international level. We are having the capacity. The youngsters are working behind Madhusudan. He has created all of them. I'm sure we will do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Now it is time to introduce our Executive Director, Krishna Swami, sir. Right now, today, he holds the designation of Executive Director. But when I met him a couple of decades back, I met him while I was a scout and he was a regional organizing commissioner. That was when he was a ROC for Southern region. From there, we drew a lot of inspiration from him and guidance at every phase of our lives. A lot of Rashtrapati scouts have gone through him. And this is the right moment for us to hear from Swami sir, what is roaring to success. Sir, over to you. We are live and we are now there. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Brother Madhu. First of all, I sincerely thank PGR Sindhya sir, who has been motivating all of us at this initiation of various actions online. the effort of the team of young people in last 3 years in Bharat Scouts and Guides is exemplary. There are many reasons why young people want to perform. So we will look back to a book which Lord Baden-Powell has written, which is very general to every young person. When we say it is general to every young person means in the early 1900s, say the 1916, when this book was written, the Europe was going through a big change of economy. The industrialization has brought a lot of money into it. However, the basic ethics of human life is the fundamental for long-lasting happiness. Lord Baden-Powell wrote this book called Rowing to Success. And in simple words, he say, paddle your own canoe. That means we all have to take our voyage by ourselves. This book has been designed very meticulously by Lord Baden-Powell. We have seen a lot of books written by many authors who give us their own ideas. But if you see the book Rowing to Success, it's written so systematically. Before he enters into the content of a chapter, he gives us what he is going to tell in the chapter. The modern educational technologies say every presenter before his delivery should deliver his objectives. See how 100 years back in 1916, Lord Baden-Powell should visualize how a person should present. Similarly, at the end of every chapter, he quotes from other people, those who are having vast experience in their field of profession, life, to give us the idea what others thought of it. In this way, the book Rowing to Success is not only addressing the young people, those who are rowers in this movement, but every young man who is at the age of 16, who want to take forward a life which is successful. Now, let us analyze how this book has been designed. The first chapter, Lord Baden-Powell dedicate to a very basic thing which has not been accepted by the materialistic world, or those who think that if you have a lot of money or a lot of wealth, you will be happy. But the first chapter of Rowing to Success, Lord Baden-Powell says that he dedicates this chapter to how to be happy even if you are rich or poor. When he says rich or poor, you can simply see you should have happiness in doing something, or the position you have in your society, or where you are going. That is not important. When you do something, you should be happy about it. So, Lord Baden-Powell say, how to be happy whether you are rich or you are poor. He simply asks generalized questions any one of us can understand in simple language. Say, a millionaire who is having a very big house having lot of bedrooms, but when he is tired, he can use only one bed for himself, and all others will be utilized by somebody else or it will go empty. So your happiness is not by having lot of wealth or amazing wealth. At the same time, he also expressed how people think that the pleasure is happiness. We eat something which we like, and for that moment, we have a different feeling. Such feelings are called pleasure, which is momentary, because we felt that that gives us momentary satisfaction. It's not a long one. So when Lord Baden-Powell says that when you are having something which you like, you simply have it and feel that you are happy. So the happiness is not coming either out of the wealth you have, or while enjoying something, a food, a song, or somebody appreciating you that you have done a good work. They are momentary and they will lose its charm after some time. Now, the idea of enjoying nature is put as one of the best way of happiness. Why Lord Baden-Powell insists that we should live in the nature? Just now, we heard that Scindia sir was telling that we have been not kind to the nature. That is why we are facing some problems now. 100 years back, if Lord Baden-Powell could perceive that how the nature could give you pleasure was, he says, you go on a hike, you climb a hill, you go rowing. All these things will take energy out of you, and that will give you a satisfaction, which he says, which is lasting, which you will remember for all of your life. While discussing further, Lord Baden-Powell says that every young person should have training for 3 basic reasons. The number one is you make yourself competent to be a successful worker, an employee, or a businessman, or a salesman, a teacher, or doctor, because while serving or doing your job, you achieve something which is beyond the normal pleasure. So every young person should have a vision to skill himself to be a good employee, a worker, or a professional. Nowadays, the government of India is promoting programs in the name of skilling our country, whether it is Digital India, whether it is Skill India, or any other projects through which the government promotes that every person should be skilled, is the same what Lord Baden-Powell said, that every young person should make himself to be a successful professional. That means you have some skills which will take you to a higher level of performance. It may not be the money that you bring in from that profession, but the output you bring is more important. Secondly, he also says that every young person should know how to become a successful father of children. It needs education from the society to which we belong. During the young ages, mostly we are busy with our academics, achieving some results to become something in our life, going for coachings, successfully going through examinations, and we all become educated. But this education never brings with its how to be a successful person in a family. The first part is getting a partner for life. Each one of us have a different DNA. Each one of us speak and perform with a different way. Some of us speak loud, maybe very soft in heart. Some of us speak very soft, but may not be that good as the person perceive your sound. So to live a personal life and to have a family life makes a lot of difference. Each one of us should know how to plan for our future life and how to be a successful father, in the sense how to be successful in their personal life and their family life. The third part Baden Powell insists is how we will be useful to the society to which we belong. Say, on today's situation, if someone say we need to keep physical distance while being away from people, we should have that emotional feeling and to console others. That is our social responsibility. While going through the process of Rovering to Success, Baden Powell perceived that the young persons will get a thorough idea how to be part of their society and how to become successful people. At the end, once again, success doesn't count in how much you have earned in quantum of money, how big a house you have, how much wealth you will be leaving behind when you die. But by being a successful professional, the profession you have adopted, it can be art, culture, medicine, or social service, you should leave an impact in the society that you were one of the best among those professionals. The second part, people should set an example or keep our milestones as milestone for somebody to guide another person to be how happy to be in a personal life. The third part, the people should remember us for our contribution in our society from where we come. So, the first chapter of the Rovering to Success, Baden Powell gives is simple ideas on how to be happy if we are rich or poor. So, with that end, he starts telling our voyage or the personal progression of life is like rowing a boat in the current in the sea or a river. Though it looks from above that the sea is calm, but when you row, we know there are difficulties in taking the lifeboat in its voyage. There are difficulties which he called by name rocks, R-O-C-K-S, rocks. He says that a rock is something which he perceives as which is a danger on our voyage. At the same time, he says that the rocks got both a positive and a negative. Like every coin, you have two sides of it, a head and a tail. Every one of us as an individual, we have a positive character and we have a negative character. The positive character should supersede the negative character, or the dark side should supersede the positives should make the dark side superseding. That means when he explains to us that there are rocks on our voyage, the first rock he calls by name horses. In simple terms, horses means something which is showing the power. You know, in the animal kingdom, when there are many domestic animals, the force of the horse is treated as a vital one. And even the scientific measurements, we say the power as the horsepower. So the energy level that something brings to us is what Baden-Powell says as the positivity of the horse. It resembles or it shows how to overcome the difficulties and make our personal life a success. Why everyone should be a success? Because a nation is made of many individuals. A community is made of many families. The progress of the community depends on how an individual contribute to its society. At the same time, he also shows us what are the dangers in the name of horses. Let's look to the early gamblings. People put the animal into races and fights on which they have no control. They put their money in the name of an animal which is on the race. We also know there are other competitions where gambling happens. It may be a sports, it may be a game. Lord Baden-Powell says that we should not become addicted to easy money making. If we go like easy making as our objective, our money is put to risk. It may be playing of cards for money. It may be a casino. It may be betting on others' competitions. In India, there were two superheroes by name King Kong and Dara Singh. They go from city to city. The game organizers ask people who will win, who will be defeated. People put money when the money in the name of Darasingh is more.
We are facing a small technical difficulty, and we should be back in a minute. While we are coming back from the technical difficulty, you can just type in your comment box how many of you have read Rovering to Success. We will be able to see your comments, and we'll be able to answer all your comments. I think now the technical difficulty is over, and Swami sir is back. Back to you, Swami sir.
So we were telling about how the gambling happens. So when the brokers see that most money has come in name of Darasingh, in that competition, King Kong will win. So the next place in another city, there will be big publicity that King Kong defeated Darasingh, and after a few months, there will be a competition between these two, and people put money on the other person, and they go on losing. And those gamblers who organize these things, they become millionaires by using our money. When Baden Powell says this is not good, he also says what is good. According to Lord Baden Powell, we should participate in active competitions. We should become part of physical competitions. Instead of somebody else playing for us, we should start playing. We should learn to participate in sporting events, games, and to current day situation, instead of sitting on a gallery and watching 20 people playing with one ball, let us go to the field and play with the ball and make another 20 people enjoying their personal life with you. So the first rock, according to Lord Baden Powell in the Rovering to Success, is our tendency to make easy money by gambling is something which is not good for a young man, because he will lose all his hard-earned money. And the antidote, according to Lord Baden Powell, is that how best you can be someone who participate in healthy competition, make people around him feel happy, and also make his muscles grow. So you can also be a 6-pack or 12-pack or 24-pack. But for that, you need to participate actively in sports and games. So in the first part of his rocks, he speak to us not to get into gambling. Second rock, what Lord Baden Powell present in his Rovering to Success book is called wine, W-I-N-E. Wine literally meaning something that give you intoxication. Even at the lockdown, you must have seen whenever a state announced that they are opening up their wine shops, there was a lot of hue and cry. Government has increased the taxes 60 to 100%. Despite that, people were making long queues. 100 years back, Lord Baden Powell described wine in a different manner. Wine also got a positive side of it and a negative side of it. What is wine? According to Lord Baden Powell, wine is self-addiction. Why Baden Powell says self-addiction is harmful? We know some of our friends, they spend most of their time around studies. They study, and study only. That means they have become addicted to some sort of mental pressures that other than studying or reading, they don't like. We have few who take leave and go back to their offices to work. Those who work in a production unit, they take leave and they go to the production unit and work. And there are few, those who sleep. So according to Lord Baden-Powell, wine is not that alcoholic drinks or drugs or something that is coming to you, but the wine is something overworking, overeating, and oversleeping. If you sleep too much, that harms your health. If you work without rest to your body, again, that you are in trouble. So, Lord Baden-Powell says, wine is something which is getting addicted to a sort of habit which can harm your personal growth as a young man. So if these are some problems that he perceives, he also says that you need to have antidote for it. How to overcome? He says, get into activities of physical fitness. Have self-control. So, you know that I need to work for 8 hours, so I should also know how to sleep for 6 hours. So, you need to find when you are tired by physical work, you get into enjoyment with music, meditation, yoga, which can relax your body once you are out of a lot of physical work. For a cricketer, singing can be a hobby. For a musician, cricket can be a hobby. So hobbies need to be developed to overcome the addiction. So according to Lord Baden-Powell, it's better to develop hobbies and handicrafts to make you come out of the weaknesses of the addictions. When he speaks of this, he further progress that the third rock is women. By women, Lord Baden-Powell says, it's not that simply the female sex is called as women, but our wrong perception about sex, wrong perception about respect to women, and how to overcome it. From India, we quote that where the women are worshipped, there lives the god. Yatra naryastu pujyante ramate tatra devata. The danger in developing an emotion towards women only for sex ends in not having respect to the women. At a particular age, every physical body will have the growth of the sexual parts, which is essential for our clan is having a successor. The woman, if she don't get pregnant and give birth to a child, our clan cannot continue. So the God has created something that every human being and even the animals should have, is the sexual reproductive capacity. The human being are different from the other living beings, such as the vegetations or animals, where the sex circle is controlled by God. He has given them a specific way of getting into reproductive system. However, he has given human, whenever he wants, he can use it, but he has also given him a sense when to have sex, when to reproduce a child, or when to produce a child and a successor. So we see in the young people a sudden physical growth or changes, and which also induce them to get into certain friendships and certain wrong perception about the reproductive system. Maybe nowadays so many people are advocating about sex education in the schools, but Lord Baden-Powell has described this sex education in this chapter very nicely. He says a word, calf love, C-A-L-F-L-O-V, calf love. When the young calf have physical development in his body, he goes like a mad one. He also described how the hen is covered by a cock, how the reproductive system works. So he has explained it in a very simple terms and make awareness among the young people that the physical development and the sexual instinct in us are positive to keep our clan grow. He says them in very simple forms: the pollination in flowers, the swap on a tree, all these are positive. So we need to know the woman is a rock, which is a positive one. Our mothers, our sisters, they always guide us to do or not to do something in our life. If we develop a positive attitude and a reverence towards the female sex, normally in the culture of our part of the world, it's except wife, everybody is a mother. A small child of 5 years is called Amma. 80 years granny is also called Amma. That is the culture through which we have been telling our people how to respect the female sex. So in this rock called women, Lord Baden-Powell alert us about how we should make ourselves protected against the wrong notion of the sexual intuitions that may happen with the growth of this body and the sexual sap that is produced in the human body, then to overcome it by doing a active community service, respecting the womanhood in our personal life. The fourth rock, which he calls as cuckoos and humbugs, is a reality of our personal life. We meet such people in everyday life such as those who do nothing but claim to have done them to have small appreciation and achievements. Though there are very positive to the corporate style of living, there are some dangers in the corporate style of living. As we all compares, people who does nothing and take advantage of others' labor, we call them kakus. With a sweet song, voice, he cheat every one of you. He go to the nest of the crow, remove the eggs of crow and lays his stone. And the poor crow make efforts to make the egg is coming into a chick and feed it thinking that that is his own child. Later, when it comes to reality, the cuckoo flies away from the crow's nest. This is a simple indication to tell us that there are people around us who are trying to take the credit for the labor which we may do in our profession, in our families, in our community. So it is always better to be aware of those people around us who create such. Nowadays, you will see a lot of advertisements coming in the channels in public interest. If somebody is offering you a high interest rate or doubling of money, tripling of money, be away from them. That is a sort of cuckoo. He lure you with his sweet voice to get into trouble and cheat. In the similar way, we have now internet frauds. We have people who swap our data in the pretext of something and put us into trouble. It can be your Aadhaar number. It can be PIN of your credit card. It can be password of internet. The hackers of today, they are similar to the cuckoos and humbugs, what Lord Baden-Powell has described in his book. Antidote to this, according to Lord Baden-Powell, is, first of all, you don't become a cuckoo. Because when we see others making easy money, we also tell that let's also make money in that way, because that is a very easy thing. Today, even scouting is also not beyond that. We are seeing a lot of advertisement in the name of offering job as scoutmasters, organizers, put up by such cuckoos and humbugs around us. So be aware that the cuckoos and humbugs not only damages your prospect, but also drag you to their level of performance and make you a cuckoo. What is the antidote? The antidote is to see and learn an example from the Burma. Working together, you can achieve. Because we see that the other person is taking benefit of our work because we are working alone. So once we start working together, the people who want to steal your benefit will stop and will be part of you, and you can be part of them. And how best we can work together? In an organization, a large number of people come, join, work. But unfortunately, we can only have one president for an organization. We can have only one secretary for an organization. We can have only one group leader for a group. So these are the places where we think that somebody is taking away the work that we have done and its benefit is going to somebody. So this is one of the dangerous situations that can happen to young person, that is described as the fourth rock. And to end with, Lord Baden-Powell, who wrote the Scout Promise with spirituality, telling that on my honor, I promise that I will do my duty to God. A person should always be directed by some set rules which his parents are following as adherence to the religious principles. Scouting do not advocate a particular religion or do not profess that what religion someone should follow. But we always profess that every young man should follow a religion which his parents, his ancestors followed, so that they are guided by a mission and also a vision. Look at any religion anywhere in the world. No religion teaches us to hate. No religion says that don't help your neighbor. No religion says that don't help a poor. But the Industrial Revolution in 1900s brought with it the atheism due to writings of certain labor leaders or the so-called revolutionists. The young people were getting attracted towards those teachings, and they started slowly refusing the religion their parents followed. This has resulted in very big failure in the values that the societies were built upon. And the young people also started questioning the parents, the elders, asking them why I should follow, why I shouldn't be like the other person who is not doing this. This leads to a place where people get disintegrated and not following some principles. Lord Baden-Powell says the nature, the God's creation is beyond human's capacity, and the nature has many things for us to enjoy. Our body, if you study our own body, what a creation it is. A system to listen, a system to speak, a system to smell, a system to see. A lot of small ingredients that is prepared inside the body to assimilate the oxygen into our system, to take the vitamins and the proteins to our system, to make the skin grow, nails, hair. Some grows throughout our life, some grows once in a life, some grows and end, some capacities which grow on increasing from a particular age, and then it stop, then it start diminishing. So all these things cannot be created anywhere or any factory or any lab. These all creations are because of the God. Once we start looking to our own physical body and how we are created by God, we will start appreciating a power which is beyond us, which needs to be worshipped, and as our duty to such a superpower, we need to help our brothers. That is where the irreligion is to be replaced by service to others. As we see, love all and serve all. This message has got a very big reason for us to be in this world. Any system of donations, contributions to religious charities were with the aim of helping those who cannot afford for it. So let us practice helping others as our antidote for the irreligion. To conclude, the book Rovering to Success, Lord Baden-Powell wrote the last chapter as Why Rovering? A young man may join Rovering as a structured thing through our membership, having a unit in his place. Maybe someone who like to do the same of appreciating the nature, doing service to others through Rovering, where the first thing to know oneself is called quest, Q-U-E-S-T, quest. The rover quest are something which leads us to answers of which we had no answer or we have a different answer from others. Rovering is a service of the open air. The young people should travel, find places where they can do service. If we see and connect how it is promoted today, the Scouts of the World Award is such an event or activity where the young people can identify the need of the community, contribute to them, and get recognized. So Rovering not only gives us an idea of what all the dangers in a personal life in the growing stages or how to overcome it, and also gives us ideas how as a young man be part of a brotherhood of service and how to take forward the services to the community through Rovering. All friends, those who are listening to Rovering, my request is that with uniform or without uniform, get your friends around you. Take them to places of interest which is not been explored till date. Go to places where you find people of different cultural backgrounds lives. Walk, cycle, stay overnight. See that how the community can be helped by you. We have a structured program that may be for those who like to achieve certain badges, certain levels of achievement. But at the same time, as a young man, everyone will be interested to do something for their community. And Rovering gives you an opportunity to be the part of the community with your peer group. Even if you two are there, you can be a your unit, register with your state headquarters as lone rovers, and also see that we help the community. The badge system, though it is in existence for giving us some challenges at some levels to have an achievement. But these achievements, as I said, they may come as a complement to our work. Even if it is not coming, don't worry. Go on your voyage of rovering to help your community. Thank you very much. And now over to Madhu.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful talk on rovering to success. Friends, this was very enlightening and enriching for each one of us. This is a wonderful moment. If you have any questions to ask Swami sir, we have another 3 minutes. We'll be able to take a couple of questions. You can ask your questions on the comment box. While you are asking your questions on the comment box, we'll be having a quiz on rovering to success on the first week of June. So what I would request everyone is to read Rovering to Success well and get ready so that we will come back to you for a series of questions, and we'll have 5 rounds. In these questions, each round will be on one of the rocks. So that is what we think. Swami sir, there is one question coming from Kumar Ritesh Agarwal. What he says is, his question is, what is a human cuckoo? Sir, can you answer that question? Ritesh, we are just trying to connect to Swami sir. Definitely we'll have an answer for it. When he comes back, let us see if there are any other questions coming. We can just look at the questions. Antrik, yes. Swami sir, the question from Ritesh is, what is a human cuckoo?
The human cuckoo is simply one who take advantage of or who take the result of your work. And normally in our rovering, our rover complain the same thing. We are used as laborers and the credit goes to someone else. So anyone that work and who is not recognized for his work, or somebody is taking out the cake out of your hand, is a cuckoo.
Thank you very much, sir. Well said. We are getting a lot of appreciations and thank yous, but we are not finding any questions. Generally, this is what happens when Swami sir explains certain things. He makes it very simple in a very simpler language. Antriksh says, a great forum. Thank you, Krishna Swami sir. Very good, Antriksh. I know you are doing wonderful work. And friends, if you can see today, WASM has published a small video about the group which Antriksh is working with, Ramjas Scout Group, where the services done by rovers are highlighted. So this is what rovering is all about. Thank you one and all for being in this Dialogue Cafe. We'll come back next week on the same Dialogue Cafe with Scouting for Boys and many more topics to come in. Thank you one and all for being with us. Thank you. Thank you, Swami sir.
Thank you.